Alright, so this is my greatest raid to date, player 5218. I decided to do it in double speed and narrate over it because it was kind of long and because I was screwing up quite a bit at the beginning and was pretty frustrated, so you don't get to hear me bitch and moan about it. You also don't get to hear all my squeals of excitement and all the agony when I almost died. So, So what I screwed up here was this is a regular raid and I always bring C4 one piece on a regular raid. And of course I forgot. So I get a completely stone base and that is a huge mistake. So I didn't quite know what to do here. So I decided, because you can leave, if you don't make any noise, you can just drive back home, which is ultimately what I'm doing here. It was going to take a while to die using my usual suicide trick. Unfortunately, I've never gone back home this way, went back, did the suicide trick to know if you can do that. So I didn't want to take any chances. So what I decided to do was to go ahead and just gear up to do this all in one go. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go ahead and get equipped in my full armor, get my military backpack. The tough decision here was, do I bring 2C4, 3, or even 4? From the looks of this base, it could have been honeycomb stone. I mean, you never know. It looked like a hacker, and usually when I get a hacker base like this, it's just one wall and you're in, but you never know. So I decided to go ahead and opt for 3C4. There's always the chance that I could blow through 3C4 and get nothing to have nothing to show for it. So it's a little risky. C4 isn't something you want to waste. That's like the #1 rule with C4 is don't waste it. That's why my suicide trick works so well. You never have to use it. You can always bring it home. And I'm just about all geared up here. Get my armor on. And that should be about it. Medkits. That's pretty much how I'd gear up if I only ever did it in one shot. And here we go. So the new update did come out. I've already messed around with it a little bit. I'm going to be making a revenge raid right after I post this video. So that'll be my first revenge raid in the new update. So I know there's some changes. I don't think there's much, but we'll see how raids are affected. So my normal method is I like to go in on the lower left side, right in the middle. So that's what I'm doing right here. And it's all open. So I popped a chest at the same time. That always gets your noise right up. And I am going to be doing something a little different in this raid. So something for you guys to think about. So right away, engine parts. 3 engine parts isn't anything great, but I don't get very many engine parts anymore. And the good thing about this update is now you can get engine parts and circuits and steel all kinds of new ways. So, you know, this was obviously a hacker from the get-go. It costs a lot more resources to do doors than it does just a normal wall. So I knew this was a hacker base just from the start. Got another generator to add to the collection. That's always nice. And now I'm just doing a quick walk around to make sure I know what's going on, get the lay of the land. Tons of trunks. So many trunks. It's crazy. Of course, 20 engine parts, 200 engine parts, and, you know, missing the gas tank. I see these weird looking hacker bases all the time. I've got no chopper, but I can hack everything else in the game. They just don't make any sense. So I think I'm going for this red chest here. And ta-da! Got a circuit. And some steel. I didn't see the copper the first time, but I'll catch it on the next trip. Water ended up being a big problem for me on this raid, and you'll see that at the end. Well, near the end. It gets pretty ugly for me. It's very... I was very fortunate on this raid. So... got some guns, a little meat. Lots of med kits. I'm going to be upgrading one of my chests to a trunk just to hold all of my med kits. They're overflowing into a second chest right now. So this is me kind of thinking about my strategy. I came up with a kind of a different strategy for this one because I am extremely greedy when I raid. I want to get everything. And especially these hacker bases don't come around very often. So you want to make sure that you can get the maximum amount of loot you can possibly get. But you also have to be careful. So I'll talk about that. So it takes me a second here to figure out the best spot to do this. But what I'm doing here is I don't want the big one running in at me. I want to make a path around the base. So I can run him around and still access more stuff after he gets summoned. There are some tricks where, I mean, you can run off the base on the back side here and then run in and grab stuff. But without an easy way out, you're likely going to get hit. And not only that, but when you leave the base and come back, the chests reset. So that's a big problem when you're raiding now. You can't just soften everything, run off the map, come back in, because now all the chests are back to full health. So that method doesn't work very well. So that's why I blew a second path, even though it was crazy expensive in noise. That's kind of a smarter way of doing raiding. Now, one thing I didn't think about while I was doing all this is that would be the best thing to do once you're at 99 noise. So that was a mistake. If you're doing something similar to this, always blow up that last wall or chop down that last wall when you're at 99 noise. So I kind of regret that. So I just kind of randomly opened one in the middle there, and there was some loot in there. Nothing major, but there was some loot. I just wanted to get a feel for what was over here. There's a little glitch over there where they had to run around everything. Okay, so they're gone. Alright, so this is where it gets really good. 20 white paint. Finally, and a floppy. 20 white paint is kind of a trophy that some people find, and I've yet to find it. I've just been slowly getting white paint, one good raid at a time. I think I was up to 12 before this. So look at that. Circuit, floppy, 20 white paint, and 4 steel. Right there is a crazy good raid. But wait, there's more. So now I'm going to spend a little bit of time trying to get organized. It's always a good idea to have a chest by an opening like this to do a quick swap if you need to. So you could run off the map, empty everything out that you don't want to take, come back, and then just hit take all. So put your best stuff at the top of the chest. And you can put whatever trash at the bottom, it doesn't matter. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just getting organized. I'm finding all my axes because I end up using just about every axe I have here. That's part of the reason why I bring 2 backpacks, because I like to bring a lot of extra axes in case it's possible to raid everything. And I just about used every axe I brought. Unfortunately, this raid got so good that I didn't want to risk losing everything I have. So I didn't continue to completely raid everything, but I could have kept going a little bit longer, even despite my problems. So yeah, this just takes me a little while to get organized, grabbing all my axes, finding them all, putting them in an easy to reach spot. And I found the copper. Always look at your chest twice, because you never know what you're going to be missing. Alright, so I put a water there to drink just in case, because I keep getting thirsty. You get pretty thirsty when you're axing stuff. 3 more steel and dual Berettas, a scar, and 2 more rifles in there. So I'm just double checking that I got all the really good stuff that I want in here. Yeah, I had 4 steel plates, so the 3 steel bars are not as important. Keeping the order of priority correct there. And then I decided to just keep it on my body. So a couple rifles to grab. And consolidating my axes again. I was really taking my time on this raid. I definitely didn't want to make any mistakes, so there we go. Alright, so now I'm at 91 noise. I could pop one more, but it's a lot better to soften chests, so that's what I'm doing here, especially since I have a running path. Now, I didn't know what to get down here, so I just decided to get the ones that were going to be the easiest to get on my running path. And then if I could, I'd get a couple more, or whatever happens. So it is risky playing with the big one. There is the logout trick, but the logout trick does not always work. So my advice to you guys is that the logout trick is there, I guess. I hope it's still there, but try to play like dying is it. If you have something really good on you, don't risk it. If you've got nothing, then go for it. I mean, if you're getting nothing on a raid, you got nothing to lose. Just keep playing with the big one, but you know, if you've got what I have right here, you don't want to lose all this kind of stuff. So I played it as safe as I could, and even then I almost died. So you'll be seeing that in a little bit. All right, so here comes the big one. It takes me a little while to clean house on these guys, and he does manage to hit me once or twice, right there. So I ran into the chopper there, and that forced me off. And of course that's the worst place to respawn, because then the big one's right on you. Whoops. I'm doing a pretty crappy job here. There it is. So I finally wall glitched him. Now I get to take my time and take these guys out. Now I have to go back and I just now realized this, but I still got to one hit these chests. I think I heard this from JCF, But I did run off the screen, and yet I was still able to come back with softened chest. So I just now realized that for some reason. So I take that back. That's not how it works, apparently. So the wall glitch is extremely unpredictable. It's unreliable. You never know if it's going to work or not. I'm sure there's some people that have really got that thing figured out, but I've yet to. So I try to get it, but there it goes. So this is kind of the main technique I'm trying to use. Like I said, you can run off the map on the top and then come back in, and that'll give you enough time to, if you're real quick, it's a very time-consuming process. This way does work out a lot better. As you can see, I'm constantly thirsty. Yeah, didn't work that time. Got him there. So on one of these passes, I'm going to have the bright idea, 8 more copper. I'm going to have the bright idea to take a quick swig of water, and then I find out what happens when the big ones got me from behind with my bent over with my pants around my ankles. It's pretty nasty. So nothing in that first chest. 20 more white paint. Dying of thirst. But hey, it's okay, I got a plan. So at this point I run off, try to get my stuff together. So now I have 40 white paint. I have enough paint now to actually, I think I've got like 52 or 56 paint total, so I've got enough to completely paint all the trunks in my vault. But I'm not going to. I'm kind of a hoarder, so I'm going to be saving that up for something special. We'll see. We'll see what comes out new. A new chopper paint or something will come out. So now I'm just kind of leading him away. This is the other trick you can do. So you can kind of run him around and wall trick him, or you can run off the map like that. That's pretty much your two options when you got a big open base like this. So I went to the right a little bit to make sure he went that way, and then I come in from here. I'm just kind of double checking everything. And I got the glitch. So here it comes. When I'm running on the wall, I'm kind of like hugging the wall as I run. And that, I think, helps a VSS. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So it turned out that a lot of those trunks didn't have anything in there. So it became like, why am I bothering to do this? I'm risking dying. And so I'm going to be calling it quits pretty soon. But first, let me get a drink of water. No, it wasn't that one. Nothing again. All right. There's the water, and uh-oh! That was pretty crappy right there. That was me sweating bullets, because I was always under the impression that you could not heal while you were peeing. I'm pretty sure I've been in that position before and died. So I thought that was it right there. So at this point, I'm realizing that the raid isn't worth it to continue on. I have way too much good stuff on me. So I'm just gonna, I believe, check this one trunk right here, and if it's nothing good, I'm gonna grab my stuff and get going. All right, here we go. All right, so clearing out my inventory, making sure I got the right room for everything so I can make a quick decision. And now it's just a matter of getting over there for one last time. C4 tickets, and by the skin of my teeth there. And that's it. Could there have been better stuff in those lower trunks? It's possible, but we'll never know. So I'm heading home to see what I got. And like I said, if I had done my suicide trick, I could have brought home 4 more really good items from there. Even if it was just like 4 stacks of med kits or something. There was a lot of good loot there. So I got my generator, another one. Circuit, a floppy, which I'll be using today. I got 40 white paint. I got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 19 steel when it's all said and done. A SCAR, a VSS, dual Berettas, 3 more engine parts, 100 yellow tickets, 50 green, and a few rifles and guns to go with it all. So that is a really, really good raid. I'd say that's probably my best right there. So whenever I do a raid, I like to pay the raiders back with bauxite, at least, you know, to see how much it takes to satisfy them. That's how I gauge a raid. I have lots of raids that are sometimes just 1 bauxite. That's all they take because, you know, they think I brought a bunch of crap home, which I do often. Usually they're like 5 to 20 bauxite. And this raid didn't quite bring enough there. This raid took a whopping 55 bauxite to make them happy. That is by far the best raid I've ever had. So I'm giving them all this stuff to make sure I get my 3 rep. And then I'm just checking out my next raid here. And another airdrop, which is unfortunate. The rest of that's pretty easy. So before I go, I'm gonna go check my. I'll go drop this off in the pile, and then I'm gonna check on my puppies. I was breeding 2 level 2 dogs, hoping for a level 3 dog. So we'll see that. I already have 1 level 3 dog. Got to have those generators positioned just right. So, Boomer. It's unfortunately another boy, but I got Witty, and that sucks. It's only 1%, but that's nice getting that extra rare trait. So hopefully that'll help in future breeding. Even if I get a female level 3, I'm not going to be breeding. I'm not going to be breeding them for a while till I get a couple more level 3s. All right, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you shortly on my first revenge raid for 1.8.2. All right, bye.